Okay, I'm going to do a gear review series over the stuff we use for Sniper Adventure Challenge, the 36-hour adventure race that we did a couple weekends ago. You're in the field for 36 hours doing land nav, and there's also some shooting that's required into it. In this first video, I'm going to go over the guns that we carried. So in this competition, each shooter has to carry a pistol, and each shooter has to carry a long rifle. One of the rifles is a bolt action gun, and the other is a gas gun. The pistols, so my partner, he found out a week before the race that he was going to do it because my original partner couldn't do it. And so I basically brought all the guns out for both of us to use. The pistol that I used, the sidearm that I used, was a P365 Macro X compact. And we had the SIG Romeo X on top as the optic. And this gun weighs in at a pound, 3 ounces. Since you're rucking with all of this stuff and carrying it, and I'm a decent pistol shot, I decided to go with a compact instead of a full-size pistol. And for all the needs and for everything we did there, this pistol was fine. Recently, within the last few years, they started allowing red dots, and highly recommend a red dot in any competition like this if you're allowed. And so the red dot worked great, the pistol worked great. Good setup for this competition. Since I had to bring him a pistol, I have a few other 365s. He's not as experienced as I am, so I went through my guns and found this model, this Glock Model 19 that I have had some work done to it. The gun co did an aftermarket slide, Trijicon RMR on top, and this one actually only weighed 1 pound 4 ounces, so it's not much heavier than the SIG. And so this is what he used, and same thing, this worked well for him. He shot well with it, and it's not because of the slide cuts and just the compact nature of it, even though it's not a compact, a Glock 19 isn't considered a compact. It was light and a good pistol for him to carry. Moving on to the rifles, we had the gas gun and we had the bolt gun. For the gas gun, he carried the gas gun, and this setup here weighed in at 8 pounds 4 ounces. So this is a JP rifle, JP upper, JP lower, JP system, gas system, operating system, silent capture spring in the back. And then it has a proof research barrel. This is chambered in 223. At the front end, Huxworks flow through suppressor and Arca rail on the front. OBI clipped to the pack. He ended up not needing this. I should have taken it off. Link for a sling on the front and back. And then Smoke Composites makes these really light carbon fiber components. They have this really light carbon fiber rear end, this grip that's super light, and then this fore end. So because you're rucking everything, I tried to build super light guns for what we were using. On the top, we both use Mark 5s, the 3x6 to 18, and that optic worked great. We were shooting target. This gun was hitting targets out to 700 yards. With my gun, I hit targets out to 1,000. So the 3x18 was good. In years past, I've actually used a smaller optic, a lighter optic by US Optics, but I'm glad we upgraded and went with the Mark 5. In the future, if we shoot this again next year, I'm thinking about dropping the suppressors to save a little weight. This is the first time I ran them. They were nice for the shooting stages for obvious reasons, but the extra weight, not that we struggled with the weight, but just reducing weight where possible makes a lot of sense. So this was his gas gun setup, and it worked really well. JP side charging handle, good little gun for the competition. My gun, I used a 6.5 Creedmoor with this Curtis Custom hybrid action. So it has the cutouts. It's a lighter weight action made by Curtis Custom with a proof research barrel. Again, chambered in 6.5 Creedmoor, so another light carbon fiber barrel. And at the front end, I installed from Able Company a Theorem S suppressor with their muzzle brake, which also worked really well. This whole setup shot great on the and actually the chassis, it's a Hunt 26. So this is this chassis by MDT. It's one of their super lightweight chassis, and it has this folding stock. So this was compact and worked really well in my pack and my setup, which I'll cover in another video. So this gun, again, with lightweight Leopold rings and a Mark V, compact little package. This came in at 9 pounds, 2 ounces. And really happy with this, happy with the chassis. I think I might go with, they have another carbon fiber chassis, another beefier chassis that's like an ounce or two heavier that I might go with next year. I'm probably actually going to go with a shorter barrel, see if I can get a shorter proof research barrel. And then might, again, same point with the gas gun, might ditch the suppressor. I'm happy I had the suppressor, but next year might ditch it for just to lighten up the weight. On the actual bipods that we used for these guns, I had the Thunder Beast bipod, which worked well. That was on one of the guns with the Arctic setup. And then the other bipod is this little setup by Atlas, which honestly we probably should have had one MDT Skypod just for the height, maybe a double pull, definitely not a triple pull. But a majority, almost all the stages with these rifles were shot from the prone position. So prone and bipod. And then for a rear bag, we had the little MDT peanut. So those are the weapons we used for the competition. They worked well. We had some, it was dry out there. We had some issues cycling or feeding later on as this was not as lubed up as it should have been. So maybe should have carried some extra lube to keep that nice and wet so it could cycle easily. We also had to carry 3 magazines for each gun. So each pistol had 3 pistol magazines, and then each of these guns had 3 mags to go with it that we had to carry on us. So next, in the next review, I will go into the actual equipment setup and how that all worked. Thanks for watching.